Steady with the sequence, seeing every signal in the quick lit district pivot. Rebrick analytics and the instinct physics as I sift through limits in a split minute visit. Infinite gradients radiate, navigating every fate as I calibrate states with a razor blade cadence. Measured in patience, layering equations, aiming through the maze and awaken arrangements. Mapping the margin, carving the sharp of the markets, arcing a partial darkness, parsing the jargon, marking the target with a calm remark and a broader arcing. Calculating patterns in the chatter on the matter while they scatter in the shallow. I'm a channel with the mantle for the battle of the mental, going gentle with the balance when the ties get narrow.
Predictive Pulse, I read the ground before it shakes. Logic in motion, every move that I make echoes a line with the routes I take. Predictive Pulse, I stay prepared. Oh, wait, Predictive Pulse.
Yeah. Scanning the alleys with a panoramic tally of the static and the traffic and the attic. A habit I crafted emphatic with tactics of rapping the fabric and classic semantic mechanics. Tracking the metrics, hectic aesthetics. I edit in ethics and exotic genetics. Mindset symmetric, never frenetic. I said it magnetic with kinetic prophetic. Feed it in the city grid, vivid in the pivot. I inhibit any limit with deliberate commitment. Wired to the quiet in the riot of the climate. I refine it with alignment, redesign it with simplicity. Subtle with the rebuttal when they're muddled in the tunnel of assumptions. They're accustomed to juggle. I shuffle through the scuffle with a mental muscle puzzle pieces in a huddle till the meaning is double.
Even when the pace turns sharp and tight, I breathe and let the angles guide my sight. Noise tries to move me off my line, but I stay tuned to the pulse I define. Predictive Pulse, I read the ground before it shakes. Logic in motion, every move that I make echoes a line with the routes I take. Predictive Pulse, I stay prepared. Oh wait. Second is a signal and I listen in depth. Every shift in the air keeps me one step ahead. In the margins, where the truth unfolds, where the quiet speaks louder than the tales they told. I decode the city and the space between, hearing echoes of the wisdom that the streets convey. Yeah. Sidewalk scribbles in the patterns of the footstep codes. Echoes in the margins where the offbeat flows. Cityscape murmurs with the subtle undertow. Reading every micro shift before the moment shows. People move mechanical, pretending they're intentional. I detect the fractional emotions in the technical. Calm but incredible, the logic stays symmetrical. Built a quiet discipline that resonates perpetual. Every corner breathes with a different type of wavelength. I pace with an awareness that expands into a wave length. Never plain bravado, my resolve has a plain strength. Measured in the clarity that travels through my brain's depth. Rooftop breeze with the skyline shimmer. Eyes trace lines when the outline's dimmer. Humor in the pattern when the talk turns thinner. Still I stay centered like a monk in winter. In the margins, where the truth unfolds, where the quiet speaks louder than the tales they told. I decode the city and the space between, hearing echoes of the wisdom that the streets convene. In the margins, where the truth unfolds, where the quiet speaks louder than the tales they told. I decode the city and the space between, hearing echoes of the wisdom that the streets convene. Mindset polished like the glass at the station. Reading every signal in the crowd rotation. People spill intentions in their hesitation. I align my footing with a calm foundation. Crosswalk chatter in the diagonal streams. I can sense the motive in the minimal gleam. Even when the noise hits a clinical beam, I find room to breathe in the seams of the scene. Self-built lens with a grown man filter. Rare type of patience, but the insight quicker. I don't chase status, that chase gets thinner. I let truth simmer while the vectors flicker. Flow stays surgical, the rhythm stays obedient. Quietly dominant, never loud or expedient. I can see the shifts when the tone turns lenient. Margin echoes map out the most convenient. Hidden in the spaces where the signals faint. Still I read the meaning like a careful paint. Every understated motion feels acquainted. Guiding my steps with a calm restraint. In the margin, where the truth unfolds, where the quiet speaks louder than the tales they told. I decode the city
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, sharp steps slipping through the side street logic. Mindset pivot with a hyper clean optic. Read that posture, subtle yet topic. Minimal gestures convey something tropic. Every little shift in the tone means leverage. I align calmly with a low noise heritage. Presence in the room like a measured percentage. Energy refined like an artisan's beverage. Microsecond window reveal those motives. Even when disguised in a casual notice, I stay composed with a rhythm that focuses. Sorting through the noise like a library of lotus. Night walk balance where the air runs thin. Thoughts stay spinning with a turbine grin. People try angles but the lines don't bend. I break down patterns from beginning to end. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mind pivot lines, I move with precision. City keeps spinning, but I read the decisions. Signals in the gestures, coded collisions. Walking through the static with a sharp vision. Long pivot lines, I move with precision. Heart rate subtle, but the insight rapid. Calm in the presence, but the instinct active. Words unsaid and the gaps turn massive. I decode symbols like a script refractive. Side glance hints, I collect them discreet. Layer every meaning with a multifold beat. Even quiet moments taste bittersweet. Still my pace steady with a downtown heat. Man grown patience with a high tier filter. Built through seasons like a tempered silver. Not chasing battles, but I won't play milder. True stays louder when the noise grows wilder. I don't need fronts or exaggerated postures. Everything measured like a clockwork cluster. Reading through illusions as the motions foster. Mind pivot lines make the whole scene softer. Faint signals flicker in the city spine. Still I hear clarity between the lines. Every low hum builds a redesign. Map of the choices that refine my mind. Mind pivot lines, I move with precision. Yeah. City keeps spinning, but I read the decisions. Signals in the gestures, coded collisions. Walking through the static with a sharp vision. Mind pivot lines, I move with precision. Street lights echo with a midnight grain. Thoughts draw blueprints in a mental plane. Mind pivot lines keep me sane. Guiding each step through the urban terrain. Yeah. Clock hand pacing in the midtown hum. Every new layer in my mind feels spun. Fine line edits in the thoughts I run. Sharpening the edges till the doubts go numb. Micro-tune focus in the morning drift. Self-check moments when my gears reshift. Even quiet pressure becomes my lift. Building higher standards with a calm uplift. Footsteps rhythm in the echoing street. Plans overlap where the timelines meet. I refine patterns with a multi-syllab heat. Each day sculpted like a craft is sweet. Not chasing praise in a crowded lane. Maintain poise with a thoughtful grain. City's quick pulse runs through my veins. Still my core grounded like a steady frame. Refined motion frame. Steady through the tension. Every small detail carries its dimension. Upgrade pathways.
Quiet ascension.
Mindset tune pass.
No convention.
Mindset tune pass.
No convention.
Yeah.
No convention.
Lessons in the background form my stance. Shaping my logic like a long-term dance. Mapping new angles with a broad end glance. Precision in my growth never left to chance. Attuned to the nuance in the split-second space. Rewiring habits with a methodical pace. Even when the pressure try to shadow my face, I recenter quickly, no frantic chase. I treat each struggle like a coded design. Find another approach when the lines misalign. Urban reflections become my sign. That refinement moves in a subtle incline. Straight spine walks through the city's beat. Clock tower shadow stretch under my feet. Every new pattern I quietly agree. One more upgrade and a loop and repeat. Syncs up with the ticking night. Ideas flow clean when the noise feels slight. Future silhouettes stay just in sight. Refine motion frame keeps the balance tight. Refine motion frame keeps the balance tight. Refine motion frame. Refine motion frame. Steady through the tension. Every small detail carries its dimension. cut through doubt. Refined motion frame stays absolute, shaping tomorrow from the inside out. Hey, yeah, from the inside out. Yeah, 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 yeah. City's hot, murmurs in the gradient air. People make noise just to hide their fear. I keep my range in the mid-zone sphere, reading every shift when the tension is. Crosswalk timing with a personal code. I scan patterns as the moments low. Even in clouds, I'm in the lighter mode. Solitude shaped like a hidden road. Long stare pacing through the flicker on glare. Thoughts sync sharp with the midnight lair. I'm tuned in deep while the world stays unaware. Even my silence has a certain flair. Skyline angles cut a measured line. I absorb signals as the seconds align. Distance I keep is a crafted design. Never too far but well defined. Mid-range echo lines bouncing off the mind I hold. Space between the noise feels controlled. I ride the edges where the thoughts unfold. Quiet in the moment but precise and bold. Yeah, sidewalk tempo in a rational beat. I trace motivations in the faces I meet. Small micro tales in the subtle repeat. Show the city's truth underneath this heat. Calm detachment with a seasoned tone. I move through chatter like a muted zone. Still I observe every undertone. Nothing slips past when my focus is grown. Steady reflections in a looping thread. Some chase shadows from the words they said. I breathe through chaos instead. Let clarity clear out the clutter in my head. Urban echoes match my inner pace. Distant is armor, not a hiding place. I keep a line you can't displace. Quietly centered in the shifting space. Half light drifting on the ridge of intent. I hear true spoken in the things unsent. Even my quiet has a slight accent, pulling out meaning from the ambient. Mid-range echo lines bouncing off the mind I hold. Space between the noise feels controlled. I ride the edges where the thoughts unfold. Quiet in a moment but precise and bold. One more night, one more coded sign. I walk the grid with a measured spine. Distance is shaped in a steady design, marked by mid-range echo lines. Yo. Street light hum with the measured sway. My mind keeps cutting through the layer gray. Reading the resistance in the day-to-day. Friction in the moment makes the meaning stay. Pulse of the pavement in the loop and glide. I keep momentum with the cleaner stride. Conflicts approach but I won't collide. Turning every angle to a clue inside. Sharp intuition in a calm routine. Thoughts stack tight like a hidden machine. Noise in the air stays serpentine, but I decode threads that slipped unseen. Micro reactions in the subtle zones. I track vibrations like a whisper tone. Even these tensions that the city owns help me stay centered in a world unknown. Friction makes the frame sharpening the lines I see. Pressure forms the shape of who I'm meant to be. Moving through the grid with controlled energy. Turning every tension to a quiet clarity. Mid-step logic in a fluent spin. I find direction where the doubts begin. Edges of doubt never cut my skin. They fuel reflection that I hold within. Rhythm of reason in a tight-knit loop. I rise from setbacks like a structured proof. No hard harsh moves, no reckless swoop. Balance in the chaos is my quiet groove. City keeps testing with the subtle shove, but I keep moving with the push above. Clarity carved from the precious glove. Even contradiction turns to something I love. Measure patience with the sharp and dark. Oh, I read the contrast in the moving dark. Oh, every small spark leaves a coded mark, guiding my stride through the urban park. Heat of the moment never throws my aim. I shift position but remain the same. Pressure is guidance, never blame. Tension is steel that refines my frame. Friction makes the frame, sharpening the lines I see. Pressure forms the shape of who I'm meant to be. Moving through the grid with controlled energy, turning every tension to a quiet clarity. City keeps pressing, but I stay in the game. Step by step with the steady flame. From every challenge that the nights proclaim, I walk refined. Friction makes the frame. Went on the avenue, been in a tone. Thoughts move crisp in a tempered zone. Signals from strangers graze my phone, but none of that noise ever shakes my throne. Heartbeat pacing in a linear thread. Layers of logic steady my head. Pressure in pockets where the rumors spread, but I chart my path with a calmer stare. Minute to minute I refine my stance, reading intention in a passing glance. Focus intact though the currents dance. Every distraction meets a silent chance. Mapped out routes in a shifting air. I breathe through moments that used to scare. Lessons accumulate everywhere, turning no tension into self-repair. Under the measured glow, I move a line, calm in the chaos, sharpen mind. Every little current gets redesigned until the night itself falls synchronized. Hey, city keeps whispering sideways cues. I filter the static, select the views. What I don't need, I calmly refuse. Precision decisions in the paths I choose. Thoughts in a lock and a rapid chain. Sense of direction in a subtle strain. Glimmers of insight coat in the brain. Even the strain starts shaping my lane. Footsteps tapping a coherent beat. Measure responses, guide the heat. Nothing impulsive, nothing incomplete. Every reaction stays clean and discreet. Stillness inside while the streets collide. I keep my pulse on the cooler side. Even when tension begins to rise, I frame the moment for it amplifies.
Low hum, rolling through the distant road, but I stay anchored as the currents flow. Reading the signs only I can know. Holding my center under the measured flow. I move a line, calm in the chaos, sharpen mind. Every little current gets redesigned until the night itself falls synchronized.
Lights trace patterns across the road, but I stay steady in my chosen mode. Yeah, every new challenge I decode. Walk in the night, hey, under the measured glow. Yeah. Hey, Yeah. Edges and echoing intervals, traveling parallel channels, unraveling patterns I handle with calibrated panels of planning, scanning the granular scatter of standards, landing in balance commandments, candid expansions of manners in transit, tracking the ambient static, attacking the pathways with ambient tactics, racket of tapping mechanics, habitual rapid emphatics, mathematic atlas and backlit, traffic mapping average fragments. Yeah. Metric drift in the air when I pace that line. Every shift in the glare keeps the frame refined. Yeah. Breath sinks with the grid as I realign. Yeah. Metric drift in the pulse of a clean design. Seamless increment systems are glistening. Whispering hints of the discipline. Strings of the reason is swinging equivalent rings with deliberate mirroring, bridging the different rhythms I'm listening into. A shimmering filament glistening, written in inner revisions. I'm living in intimate synapses brimming with reasoning, gritting the glimmer, the simmering in the beginner is thinning, the veteran winning. Even the minimal signals are pivotal, tightening every transition I'm spinning. But driven by precision in the everyday divide, I let the tension ride and keep the insight amplified. Pressure in the framework still falls in line, measured by the motion of a steady mind. Metric drift in the air when I pace that line. Every shift in the glare keeps the frame refined. Breath sinks with the grid as I realign. Metric drift in the pulse of a clean design. Yeah. Minutes slip, but I stitch them in the structure lives. Rhythm lifts every metric when the meaning shifts.
Yeah.
Measured in minutes, I'm bending the limits, interrogating rhythms and grids of the city, split physics. Listing the signals encrypted in flickering windows, written in impulses drifting in intervals.
Yeah.
Minding a spiral of minimal fixes, pivotal thinking in civic decisions.
Where?
Stitching collisions of vision and logic, constant revisions and quiet alignments of topics, nodding in patterns of scattering alleys, tallying static and balanced semantics, mapping the habits of pastors who vanish, fasting the lattice like phantom mechanics. Line work traced in the glow of my mind at night, framed by the lanes where the schemes and the scenes rewrite, pacing in waves of the thought that I keep upright. Line work breathing in beats of the urban life. Fractal arrangements engage in the pavement. Angles adjacent to everyday statements. Patiently phrasing the latent engagements. Shaping the basement of inner encasements. Pacing the gradient, radiant cadence. Latent amazement and subtle displacement. Carving a radius across the radius. Carving a radius, circular radius. Weighing equations and vacant locations. Data inflating in quiet rotations. Tasting the traces of late observations. Gaining the patience to temper vibrations. I calibrate the cadence in the spaces where my aim is steady. Every metric in the framework of my brain stays ready. Edges in perspective are directive when the nights feel heavy. Still the lines align and resonate already. Line work traced in the glow of my mind at night, framed by the lanes where the schemes and the scenes rewrite, placing in waves of the thought that I keep upright. Line work breathing in beats of the urban life. Line work traced in the glow of my mind at night. Framed by the lanes where the schemes and the scenes rewrite. Breathing in the minute lines, running through the skyline spine. Everything aligns when the mind defines its own design. Yeah. Crossing the corridor currents, I'm learning to turn to the urban observant. Murmurs and circuits converted, asserting the purpose and fervent discernment. Permanent word and determinist, furnishing verses and swelling encouragement. Curving the burdens with earnest assertions, returning the murmurs to surface observance. Island the timing with climbing reminders I'm finding inside of the minor refiners. Brighter the fibers when layered in sliders of insight and higher advisors. Mind walk in the hum of the avenue's light. Steps talk in a drum as they pattern the night. Thoughts lock with the sum of the past I write. Mind walk, every stride makes the shape feel right. Yo, intervals pivot, I rivet the limits with vivid exhibits of inner commitment. Bridging the living with infinite visits to intimate limits of intricate physics. Citizen image diminished in gimmicks, I mimic encrypted linguistics in minutes. Synesthetic specifics and civic logistics depicting the friction of balanced statistics. Quiet defiance inside of your appliance, a silent reliance on mental appliance. Brightness of science, aligning the guidance with finding compliance. Even when the noise tried to steal my sight, I recalibrate the framework and keep it precise. Every shadow has a rhythm, every pause is a sign. Walking through the thoughts that I underline. Mind walk in the hum of the avenue light. Steps talk in the drum as they pattern the night. Thoughts lock with the sum of the past I write. Mind walk, every stride makes the shape feel right. Yo. Yo. Letters in motion, woven in a footstep spin. I find a meaning in the miles that pull me in. Yeah. Echo fading in the carbon dawn. Mind stays tuned as the streets yawn on. Frayed little thoughts tied threads so drawn. Mapping the truths that the night leaned on. Soft pulse shaping my measured breath. Steps cut patterns where the glow moves left. All of the weight that I kept compressed turns into clarity I once repressed. Minute by minute the sky redefines. Hints of renewal in the edgeline signs. I read between shadows that the day confines. Watching my doubts fall off and refine declines. No rush needed, I observe, compose. Energy rises in a subtle dose. Past hesitation starts to decompose. Leaving the calm in the space I chose. Trace of the morning shift, I rise aware. Carrying lessons through the thinning air. Every reflection laid bare, repaired. Walk in the moment with a sharp and flare. Faint glow lifting on the window frame. Thoughts in a lock in a quicker flame. Balancing humor with a grounded aim. Even my flaws start playing a game. Shoulders ease with the traffic hum. Patterns align where the instincts strum. Every new challenge becomes income for the inner ledger I've long become. Pass and forward with a softer curve. I watch the logic in the lines I serve. No need for bravado I don't deserve. Strength grows clean when the thoughts preserve. Filtered noise from the outer sphere. I let the remnants disappear. Quiet ambition draws me near towards a future without veneer. Skies tint up through a muted lift. I center myself through the subtle shift. Breaking no weight, I no longer sift. All that remains is the inner gift. Trace of the morning shift, I rise aware. Carrying lessons through the thinning air. Every reflection laid bare, repaired. Walk in the moment with a sharp and flare. Sun slips edges through the clouded drift. I breathe and sink with the daylight's lift. Ready to move with a calmer thrift. Marked by the trace of the morning shift. Yeah.
Metro rhythm in my bones, I decode what the tone shows. Read emotions in the margins while the main flow grows. Every gesture in the distance is a signal I can transpose. Patterns in their posture paint a map of where the mind goes. Never chasing validation, I'm adjacent to the next step. Underspoken confidence, calibrated mindset. People talk in circles, I relate it to a fine net. Catch the contradictions while they're claiming they're the prime set. Walking through the crosswalk, scanning all the cross stars. Life becomes a puzzle when the mind assigns a car high. Micro shift of energy, I feel it when the talk stops. Humor in the tension, yeah, I hear it in the soft scarves. My philosophy is mobile, moving with the crowd tide. Balancing the outside with the calculus of ground pride. Even when it's hectic, I'm collected on the cloud side. Still the type to notice when the silence and the sound hide. Reading every angle from the edge of my vision. Peripheral wisdom, yeah, yeah, that's my premonition. City keeps shifting while I thread my position. I measure every moment with a calm intuition. Urban pulse accelerates, I navigate the tight weave. Mind stays articulated, mapping out the slight reads. People flash intentions like reflections off a light sleeve. I'm amused how quickly they reveal what they might leave. Yeah, sense their hesitation when their cadence gets symmetric. Analyze the rhythm of their logic, yeah, I catch metrics. Not a prophet, but I rotate through the past lessons, then project the future with a quiet, accurate aesthetic. Minimal expression, but my insight stays panoramic. Laughing when they underestimate the dial. I don't need to dominate, the method is organic. Let the tension settle while I pivot with the transit. Clean hearted strategy, maturity, emotion. Thoughts coil tight like the tide before the ocean. I don't need a title or a loud word promotion. My worth is in the substance, not the noise or the notion. Yeah. I lean into the airwaves, reading what the vibe writes. Eyes on the sideline, catching all the slight signs. Walking with a wisdom that I built from the night grind. Now I see the future in the flicker of the skyline. Reading